So good, so good, so good.
Ready to rack to school and save big? Get to your Nordstrom Rack store today for thousands of deals from just $20.
Because I want to look fresh.
How did I not know Rack has Adidas?
I got a new backpack.
Score everyone's favorite denim, sneakers, boots, and activewear from Nike, Levi's, Steve Madden, Madewell, and Free People. Great brands, great prices. Everyone's got a reason to rack. Shop Nordstrom Rack and make it the best school year ever.
Una silla de masajes puede parecer extravagante. 8 configuraciones diferentes, intensidad ajustable, además es calefaccionado. Y se siente tan bien. Sí, una silla de masajes puede parecer extravagante. Y 2, bueno, aún más. Pero cuando esas sillas de masajes vienen con un auto, se vuelven bastante prácticas. El nuevo Volkswagen Tiguan 2025 con funciones premium como los asientos delanteros con masaje disponibles. Solo parece extravagante.
Welcome back to Connect with Jonathan Mark. First and foremost, guys, I am so blown away. We hit 400 reviews on Apple Podcast. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm shocked, I'm happy. And with that being said, I'm giving away a reading. And you're going to come on here too. Like, it's going to be a very fun experience. You're going to come on, we're going to talk about how you found the show, what you think of the show, everything. And then I'm just going to give you a reading. But how to be entered in this is you have to show me that you reviewed the show, and you have to be following my Instagram also. Just send an email to connectjonathanmark@gmail.com and just show me the proof. You know, we're going to be going through all of them, and I'm going to have someone like pick someone at random. I'm just so blown away by this. And guys, do not forget to review the show too. Like, if there's any cases that you want for me to talk about, if you're affected by any cases, just leave a 5-star review and put in the comments, and also email me as well, because we are getting so much and we are so thankful for that. And we're trying our best to go through each and every one. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I also have a new Facebook group. It's Jonathan Mark Medium, and this group is growing like crazy. So do not forget to head over there. I'm going to be posting everything on there as well, and you can leave comments about what case you want me to talk about or anything at all. So go over there and check it out and give me a follow, please. Now, I want to talk about this week's episode and this case and why it's going to be a little bit different for a couple of reasons. For one, this case that we recorded, you're going to hear a sliced up version of the reading, and this person is going to be remaining anonymous. The reason being is the person wants to, one, be safe, and also not to infect the integrity of the case and mess anything up that's going on. Now, within this reading, you're going to, like I said, going to hear a very sliced up version. We spoke off camera for quite some time about the stuff that we could not put in here. This reading today is a very condensed, fast reading for that purpose. We want her to feel safe, but we also want her to give her answers, and she wanted to share this story. So that's why this reading is going to seem so fast, so quick, and pretty intense at it, if I'm being honest with you, with everything that kind of happened. Now, like I mentioned to you before, off camera, we spoke about names, we spoke about everything that she did not want on air. So give her some grace and give this episode some grace, because these cases are with real people, with real situations, and they just want to feel protected. And they also want the help and the exposure of the case. So guys, please continue to always help out these families. I mean, you don't realize how thankful these families are when you guys help them out. So let's continue to be the strong community that we always want to help everyone out, and continue to do this with this case. So let's jump into this. And again, remember, it's going to be sliced up, quick, and intense. Let's go right into it. So this is my question. This is a friend of yours? It's not a family member? Because
Correct.
Because this man is coming through like not on the family side of things. So there's a lot, I'm not going to lie to you, from what he's showing to me. Like the first thing I just want to let you know, like he is okay. And like everything, like how he's coming through is like he's okay. Now there's a couple other things he wants me to address before I kind of get into this stuff, because he keeps tapping his head and flickering his brain at me. And when they do that, sometimes people, when I bring up mental illness and just things like that, it doesn't have to be what we see in my area, like in New York in Times Square, when someone's talking to a pigeon and dressed as like a pigeon kind of. It's mostly people that have like bipolar, depression, addictiveness, anything that like people do things. Because the reason why I'm bringing this up is when someone drops pills in front of me, it typically indicates when someone kind of like, they'll do extracurricular activities to maybe help themselves in a certain type of way, whether it's that or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be necessarily pills. It's just my symbol for that. Because what he's saying to me is he dropped all this. When I say demons, I don't mean like literal demons. It just seems like there was a lot of things that were going on in his head that I don't think many people kind of knew at the time. What he's also saying to me, which is why I want to preface this, is you surround yourself with bad people, bad things happen, is what he keeps saying to me. And that's what he keeps repeating to me. It's the people around you and the people that you accompany yourself with, regardless. Because the one thing he is saying to me is there's an apologetic side of things, which I can like talk to you about privately. But the overarching thing about that is how he, he's a family person. I can definitely see like he seems like a very good person, but it seems like at a certain point in his life when he's pulling a rubber band, it's kind of like when someone becomes like distant with people because of things. And that's what he's showing to me is the inconsistency of being close and not close, close and not close. Because what he's showing to me is that all these demons in World War III in his head, they're gone. Like he feels content. I'm seeing the best version of him. And he's saying that he's apologetic to you because, and the reason why, and I know you're saying in front of me, but, and I'm sure there's other people that he's showing like apologies for as well, but he's showing it to you specifically because he's saying, it's kind of like when someone values a friendship more than someone else at the time, right? It's kind of like you put in a little bit more effort and at times, or whatever it is, because he's saying he can look back now and see the full picture of things of like how much you cared, even though you had to sometimes, he's saying, be honest, upfront and rough about things. He's saying he so appreciates, it's really the loyalty side of things. You never turned your back on him because he's saying a lot of people did. Now, going to what he's showing me pertaining his death, because this is, I'm not going to lie to you, a little bit chaotic about his passing. And I'm going to try my best to describe what it is. And I may sound wrong with it, or it'll click for you, but I just want to like explain to you.
Sure.
He keeps pointing in the other room. In the other room in where I'm sitting, there's a kitchen. And he's saying a lot of it took place in an area. But what he's saying to me and what he's doing to me is that I don't know if the police kind of ruled it as an overdose suicide or something along the lines like that, because he keeps saying that there was extracurricular things in his system, whatever it was, okay? Like, because what he's saying is that he wasn't manic. Like, that's a big thing for him. Like, he was not manic, because he's saying what appears, because he's putting me kind of like, he keeps circling himself, saying in the area that he was at, I'm assuming his home or someone's home, wherever he was at, like, it appeared like, it's one or two things, right? Either he was manic and just went kind of like ape shit, like in his home or in someone's home, or someone literally broke in and went ape shit in the home, because he's saying that the home is not neat, clean, and was not like how a home was. And I'm not saying he was like the neatest person. He's laughing, saying he wasn't the neatest person, but he's saying how it was left, like looked like someone, like a tornado essentially went off in his living quarters. So when someone holds a gun to me, it typically indicates like if there's a gun at the scene. And I don't know if a gun, because he keeps putting shells around me. So typically that would indicate like there was some type of firing that went on. I don't know, because he keeps pointing the other way and keeps going like this to me, kind of pointing. And he's showing to me that it's like protecting yourself, right? It's like when you protect yourself and you shoot into whatever, that's what he's showing to me. It's like the protection of himself. So this is interesting. So I have a case that I worked on. A lot of people know this case now. It's kind of like when a suicide turns into a homicide, right? Because there's markings on people's bodies. Like it's kind of like if the police overlook a marking. So for example, like a marking could be if someone's holding someone down, gripping them, there's bruises or whatever it is. And that's what it seems like it is. It's because he keeps going like this and squeezing, saying it's kind of like if you got into an altercation and someone's holding you or just doing something there's a physical like type of altercation. I'm not saying that someone like beat the living crap out of him, but he is showing to me that I don't know if he was like set up or not, because he's saying to me it was like very much what it's appearing to me. Like when I say set up, it's like if you see someone that you know and you're comfortable with someone, I actually said this last week, this kind of phrase, your guard is not up, right? Because you're comfortable and you know the people. And that's what he keeps showing to me, because he keeps saying to me, it's not like, I'm not saying someone did a sting operation on him, but it seems like the best way I can explain it is like if a drug deal goes sideways or something goes sideways, that's what I see. It's like something that there was an illegal substance to what was going on that kind of went haywire for a little bit. And that's what he's showing to me. And he's saying to me that it's very easy. So it's like, it's a lot easier sometimes for police at like wherever they are to classify something as an overdose or a suicide for various reasons.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku. And it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
It's Wednesday, Adams. I see you're trying to distract yourself from your own banal thoughts. Let me help. Here's a recording thing made of my latest root canal.
Wednesday Season 2 is now playing only on Netflix.
Now, what he is saying is the length of time that the police investigated wasn't crazy long. So it must have been a very quick investigation, because he's saying to even try to get justice throughout all of this is going to be fairly difficult, because he's saying that he's just saying that the way that they view things is very much now a certain type of passing, like a suicide, an overdose, or whatever. Now, what he's also showing to me too, because he's talking about, and this is why I'm saying it's so similar to a case that I'm working on. So one of the key things for this other case was the autopsy report and how it was very different, like very, very different, and things were just like kind of funky. And he's putting that case in that, like these cases are very similar to me. It goes from the beginning to the end of like how this person passed to the autopsy report seems to be like funky is the word I want to use. Like not, like it doesn't make sense, I guess, or like the things that they wrote down or the things that they provided like doesn't necessarily make sense. Now, I'm definitely going to talk to you off camera about some names that I see, because I want to protect you and, like I said, the integrity of this case. But because what I will tell you this, the people who he was closest with that he's pointing at you saying, you know, some of the people have some of the answers that they're just not sharing, because he's saying to me that it will open up a bigger can of worms if someone came out and said something. There's also like, there's a way bigger can of worms that I see that will be a little bit more, from my perspective of things, it's kind of like if one case opens up something way larger of something, and that's what I see. It's like his situation could open up something way larger. Now, do I think there's police involvement? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's more so just drugs and other cases that are similar to his, where the death is suspicious to some extent. And that's what he keeps like repeating to me. Now, I'm going to tell you an initial, and you don't have to respond. You can just nod. They're pointing at me. It's the J name, because they keep underlining a J name to me. And it's saying, it's kind of like a triangle, right? It's like everyone knows everyone in this group that he's talking about. He's also saying to me too that you will understand this. It's an A sounding, like a very strong A name.
Oh.
Keeps putting the number 3 in front of me. There has to be 3 people that are involved in this, or 3 people, not including him. This is 3 separate people that he's showing to me. He's also saying to me too, again, and I know I said this in the beginning, but he is pretty much saying to me straight up that it's the people who he's with knows the most information. Like as far as like his group of friends and the group of people, and they're not good people from what I see. They're not like upstanding citizens of society, is what he's saying to me. So I just wanted to tell you all that. And I'll tell you some stuff off camera just so we, can keep it safe. But if you wouldn't mind just sharing to people, like kind of what happened, what's the story with everything, just so they can hear it from you.
Sure. He had lived in another state and had called me and said that somebody was following him and wanted to kill him. And he ended up moving to another state because of it. He had said that a family member was involved, but he was doing so much better in this new state, and like just kept telling me that things were going really well. He's lonely, but doing better. And then all of a sudden I get a call that he had passed, and he had messaged me like 2 days before, and he sounded great, And I know he had struggled some with drugs over the years and alcohol, but I don't know. It was just strange to me. His mom kept saying he was murdered. And I don't know. I had so many questions. So I ended up reaching out and asking for his autopsy report. And then I had more questions after that because it was just really confusing. He had a gun in his hand when he had passed. He had shot 2 rounds off, and his house was totally disheveled. And he's not that messy of a person. I've lived with him, you know what I mean? I've spent thousands of hours with him, and I just know that that's not typically him. I know he was dealing with some mental health issues, and I didn't know how that played into it or not, but it just seemed really suspicious, the whole scene from his autopsy. So that's why I was just like, a part of me needs to accept it and move on, or I need to become a detective. But the more I try to accept it, the harder it is. And I can't.
Yeah. No, I get it. I definitely think, like I said in the beginning, like there is an element of mental illness that kind of falls into this, like a little bit, unfortunately. From what I'm seeing, there's definitely some weirdness around it's not as cut and dry as maybe like an overdose suicide or something like that. It's very, very much a weird type of passing, regardless of what, I said and you saying and like everything. Like it just kind of seems like that to me. And as far as like the family member goes, that's what like it seems like someone very close to him. It doesn't seem like a random. And that's why I was trying to explain to you in the beginning, it's kind of like if you know this person and you're comfortable, your guard is clearly like pretty much down regardless of what the situation is, right? But I don't know. It's a very suspicious passing. And I also think on top of what I'm saying and on top of what you're saying, there is an element of like, we don't know because they're not sharing something purposely, if that makes sense. Like I said, it's sometimes easier at times to classify a passing as a suicide or an overdose than it is to fully investigate. I do see they did investigate a little bit. I do see that. But I don't see like it was like a full-on like investigation in any capacity. So I definitely just want you to know that like what you're feeling is like, should you move on? Should you not move on? I don't know. There's some suspicion there. That's why I am even trying to keep this even more private for the integrity of this. And it does seem like his mom is like investigating this pretty hardcore right now. It just seems like it's just going to be tough, I will say. It's going to be tough just because you're not going to get the resources. And what I'm seeing too, which is like, I think tougher at times, is the amount of police departments that are involved. So for example, if he moved from state to state, like you said, but this happened in one state, but he moved, you have to sometimes involve other police departments if there's history in other states. And that's what I'm seeing is it's like kind of like if one police department doesn't say to another, or one doesn't have as much resources as maybe another, like it all kind of changes. He's saying like that's a big like part of it too, is like everyone being in alignment with things. And I don't see that at all. Like I don't see anyone's in alignment. And I also see too that the autopsy that you got from what he's showing to me, regardless that you had more questions, it seems like things, the sequence of events or the sequence of what happened that they wrote down isn't exactly what happened, and it doesn't add up. So he's saying like that plays a huge element of the suspicion of things because it's so inconsistent with things. And that's why I'm saying there is suspicion to his passing. So I think you're on the right path and you should be a detective, I think. Like, yes, like however you grieve. And, you know, my heart breaks for you and his family. But he's saying there's an element of being a detective that will be very helpful for it, just to get answers and justice for him. So
okay.
I think what you're doing is great. And I just want to say thank you for even letting me do this and sharing this. Like I said, off camera, I will definitely tell you what I see about things. But thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That was really insightful and helpful.
Well, for one, thank you so much for coming on the show. And thank you so much for trusting me to do this. And remaining anonymous during this must be so hard because you want to share exactly who you are, the relationship to this case and everything. So thank you for trusting me and this show. But guys, do not forget, I hit 400 reviews, so I'm giving away a reading. Now, again, you have to be able to show me proof that you reviewed the show and that you're following my Instagram. So just send an email to me. The email will be in the show notes. But I want to say from the bottom of my heart, once again, thank you all for the amazing support that you've been showing to this show. It means everything to me. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.